Well, thanks for coming. Yesterday, we received information that someone reported she'd been sexually assaulted by a deputy sheriff while he was on duty. Detectives were placed on this case. It allegedly occurred in Roseman. They worked it yesterday, last night, today, and about 30 minutes ago, we arrested Michael Clark, a deputy from the Roseman substation. The victim was an employee at a Starbucks in Roseman, and she was walking home from work, going to her house when on August 24th at about 7 o'clock, Deputy Clark pulled up in his patrol vehicle and asked her if she wanted to ride home. She agreed to take the ride. When they got to her residence, he parked in front of the residence and he leaned across and sexually assaulted the victim. The sexual assault included kissing, fondling, and exposing himself. Over the next several days, the deputy continued to text the female and attempt to get her to date him, and sent text messages back and forth. And after the investigation today, Deputy Clark was arrested for false imprisonment, kidnapping, assault under the color of authority, and sexual battery. He was booked into the jail about 30 minutes ago, and he'll face those charges. And I'll be happy to answer questions that you might have.
You said it happened in August, I believe, 20-something?
August 24th at about 7 p.m.
So kind of what's happened between then and now? Was it just reported?
The incident occurred, and the victim had reported to the place that she works that this had occurred. We were notified of this investigation that they were probably doing on their own for Starbucks, and the detectives got on it yesterday early and worked it throughout the night.
Why do you think it took so long for your organization to get notified?
I can't answer why it would take so long. Sometimes it takes years for people to report these type of incidents. So the time from the time that it occurred and the time reported is really not that important to us at this point.
So just to clarify real quick, sorry, you said that the alleged victim reported the assault to her coworkers at Starbucks?
She reported to her place of employment.
Which would be Starbucks?
That's correct.
And then from there, she then notified?
Actually, we were notified by the company that this had occurred, and we then went out and contacted the victim and asked her to tell us what had happened.
So the Starbucks notified you?
That's correct.
Do you know how often he showed up at the Starbucks, how many times he went there, or how many messages he sent her?
It's really early on, but we do know that it was more than one occasion of texting. Some inappropriate texts occurred, and we visited the establishment more than once. So at this point, I really don't have those numbers for you.
Was this something where the alleged victim shared that information with him of where she lived, her social media platforms? Is this something that he looked up himself? He
didn't find her house. He had her in the car. She was halfway home when he approached her and asked her if she wanted to ride. She then told him where she lived, assuming he was going to take her home and drop her off. But when they got there, he started a sexual assault that lasted approximately 20 minutes, and then she felt she was not free to get out of the car, and after about 20 minutes, she was allowed to exit the vehicle.
Status of the deputy: paid administrative leave, suspended, fired?
The California law requires he be placed on administrative leave. We will conduct an administrative investigation separate from the criminal investigation, and we're on that full speed.
Did she say what she did when he started the assault in the car? Was there any fighting or anything that she said?
We believe that she did not consent, and we're convinced that she did not consent to this, and that's as far as I want to go with what occurred.
I know you probably can't say too much about what evidence you have, but are you guys looking at video evidence, maybe body cam, as well as Starbucks security video from him on these multiple visits after the fact?
We do have some evidence, and what I will say is that We wouldn't be here today if I wasn't convinced that this occurred exactly like I've portrayed to you.
And has he admitted to detectives?
I can't go there. He is being interviewed as we speak. The arrest occurred about half an hour ago. This investigation will now slow down now that he's been arrested and in custody. The primary concern when he was on duty today was to make sure that we didn't have a repeat offense with someone else, and the public safety was number one concern, and the safety of our victim.
Is there any complaints against him in his service since he's been on the force besides this?
I don't have that information, but if I did, that would be administrative, and I really couldn't share it with you.
Has he worked in other areas besides Rosamond area? Was that where he was assigned?
He's been on the department for two and a half years. He's 31 years old. He's been in the Rosamond substation for about a year, almost a year. So you can assume that the academy and field training ate the rest of the time up, maybe a short stay in the jail.
When he was arrested, did he go quietly? Did he cooperate?
He didn't have a choice but to cooperate, yes.
Was he arrested while on duty?
He was.
Sheriff, how are you doing right now?
We're doing okay. I'm really proud of the detectives. They took this very seriously. No one is more offended than they are, and the other deputies that this could occur. So I feel good about this organization and what they do and how we police our own.